Hello, everybody.
Recording.
Welcome to the Miss Camay Show. We have a great interview for you today. I'm your host, Miss Camay, and I am so excited about my interview today. I'm interviewing the fabulous, amazing blogger, online social media, amazing. I just cannot say enough amazing things about this woman. She's been relentless in her pursuits. And being an advocate for the movement. Miss Susan Curry, otherwise known as SuggaMonkey, welcome to the Miss Camay Show.
Hello. I'm glad to be here. Thank you, Miss Camay, for that amazing introduction. And I never thought of myself as so amazing, but thank you. I appreciate it. And yeah, I'm ready.
Well, I have a lot of questions for you today. We have a really short amount of time, so I really want to get as much as I can from you in our short interview. Thank you so much for joining me today. I know you're very busy. You work full-time in corporate America. You're also completing your education, and that, I mean, I can share in the relation with that. You just never have time for anything else, right? It's like schoolwork, homework, and everything else falls to the wayside. So there's so many amazing things that you've done. I've been following you as we were chatting earlier. After becoming familiar with you from walking in Linda Houston's 1426 Fashion Week several years ago, back in 2014. And that's when I started following you, and I've been following you ever since. I read your blog, which we'll talk about a little bit later in the interview, but I want to start with this. You have a motto that you say,
okay. Yes.
And your motto is hard work pays off, and if it doesn't work the first time, change your strategy and try again. So open up your interview and talk to our audience about that motto.
Yes. Hello. Thank you again. And I'm happy to be on here at the Miss Camay Show. And yes, my motto is, well, that's one of my mottos. I have a few, but that's one of the main ones. You know, I think a lot of times we just try to do the same thing over and over. So part of that saying, if it doesn't work, try something different. And, you know, but you got to keep moving forward. So I have we also say to my friends all the time, iron sharpens iron. You know, I think for me, collaboration, so that statement really is just kind of a broad statement to keep me reminded to not keep doing the same thing. Because even now in things I do and, online or, in person at work, whatever, if I'm doing the same thing and it's not getting those right results, then maybe I need to change something and go about it a different way. So it's a reminder for me. A lot of times when I share my affirmations and quotes, they're for me as much as for anyone else.
Yeah. I see a lot of your personal development and your positive affirmation posts because you do post a lot of that. You do. You know, I see your daily calendars, your daily journals. I'm not sure exactly what you write in, but I do see a lot of that. Yeah. And so talk a little bit about
the men. No, I'm kidding.
Talk a little bit about that. Talk about, that professional development and those positive affirmations, because, as you're sharing them with the world, first and foremost, you're writing them down for yourself. So elaborate on that a little bit.
Yeah. It's actually funny. I'm in Toastmasters at work, actually. And recently I had to come up with my icebreaker speech. And I actually talked about my goals to success, or my steps to success, you could say. And one of them is positive affirmations. And they're actually derived from Eastern countries. I think it's really just interesting if you go look at the root of positive affirmations and where they come from. And the fact that you can say these things until you change how you feel, coming from domestic abuse, sexual abuse, when I was young, I think less than 15% aren't addicted to drugs or, not successful, quote unquote, we'll say. That's a loose term itself. But, I don't know. I think just the positive affirmations really help keep me grounded and keep me focused on what matters, what I need to do inside to get through the day, get through that moment, get through that next, goal I got to do, whatever it is.
Yeah, because it's all about, well, first let me say this, being a full-figured woman, being a plus-size woman, and being public, being a public figure, putting yourself out there, all over social media, all over the internet, putting yourself out there in, lingerie. I know you do bra blogs, which is huge for women. Huge for women, who are big-chested women. My sister.
My big boob bra review. Yes. I planned that for actually 2 months. Yes.
The big boob bra review. Like, say that 3 times, right?
Big boob bra review.
Yeah. My sister, has had that challenge her whole life. And so, to put yourself on the internet, being a full-figured woman, in a bra, doing reviews, it exposes you, right? And so I've seen, it was several months ago, but I actually saw kind of on Instagram where you had shared kind of some backlash that you had experienced on social media. And so I'd love for you to, in transparency, talk about that. Talk about the scrutiny that you have experienced and how, I'm assuming, your positive affirmations and what you're dealing with yourself, when you're alone by yourself, how that helps. So talk about that a little bit.
Yeah, it's not just online, it's in society. These boxes that you're put in. If you're plus size, you're automatically in this category or whatever, But just the start over on that question.
So
somebody's calling me. Hold on, let me exit out of this. She's calling me. Okay, it took me out of the app. Hold on.
We're having a little minor technical difficulty. We can still hear you.
Sorry, guys. You know what? If anyone follows me, they know this is my life. Technical difficulties are a bit. There we go. I'm back.
Okay, perfect.
I'm back. So the question was how my positive affirmations help negative things that are said online or in person. And I think these negative comments come from society's interpretation of what is beauty. Beauty has to be this certain small waist, little in the waist, thick in the hips, is okay. But if you're thick in the waist and thick in the hips, looking like a little round, it's not quite as accepted. And people say, hey, you're promoting obesity if you're even just stepping out, whatever it might be, And so I try to share not only with the good, I try to share the bad, because one thing about me being transparent, as you mentioned online, is to show people the good and the bad. And last year, I think it was, I shared a picture of a motorcycle picture, which I need to do it again. It was my largest views to date, even on video. And I wish I'd have been on YouTube, not Instagram. That's my only regret. But nonetheless, it got a lot of backlash because, the more people that see it, and the more people that comment negative stuff, the more other people are going to be inclined to comment as well. They're going to feel like
they're going to feed off of it.
Or even, exactly. And I posted a picture with negative comments and then one with positive comments. So yes, we get the negative comments. We also get a lot of positive comments. And honestly, what I do, I delete the negative comments. I will block that person if I have to. I have no shame in my block game.
Yeah.
And I will block quick. Now, Instagram does not like you blocking because I did a little test where I was blocking everybody not in my target market. And I was shadow banned for probably about 2 months. I just came out of that actually, because then all of a sudden my engagement blows up and I'm not doing nothing different. But it's because I quit, going through and blocking people. But I was able to target a little bit, not a lot, because at the end of the day, they want you to pay, but back to the negative comments. Sorry, guys, I will get off on a tangent on business. Okay.
Oh, I'll redirect you.
Yes. But, I really just deal with the negative comments with deleting it and not just ignoring it, but I will respond to them. And I will say, you know, this doesn't make sense how this contributes to that. What do you mean? You know, and sometimes, oh wait, I think we're having issues here. I have someone keeps calling me. Anyways, I will just, you know, just really, you know, because my sense of self is already, it goes back to your self-esteem.
Yeah.
So those positive affirmations just help me, that I've already used, help me just ignore that unnecessary, you know, comments.
Right, right.
I don't even worry about it.
So what would you say to a woman who's new to the industry? She's coming into this industry. She wants to be a plus size model. You know, she's had a few photo shoots and she's, you know, starting to build her engagement online and hasn't really experienced backlash. And when I say backlash, I mean just heinous comments, like almost bullying. Because somebody
as a model, period. I mean, who doesn't get bullied as a model? I don't know about you, but I modeled when I was 16, and it has not changed. As far as a model, it's a competitive. You got to have thick skin. And I know you coming from the pageant world. I never was a pageant girl because honestly, I didn't want my mugshot burned up. You know, and the Oklahoma pageant scene didn't have necessarily the best of track record. And at the end of the day, Oklahoma has never been a place for modeling. Oklahoma has never been where it's been accepted really as a paid model. Yeah. Even I'm signed even with a company, but the only things out here are like extra roles or maybe some roles. But even that, you know, you've got to get that experience with acting. And that's an area I've been pursuing. My main advice to new models is get out in your community and attend fashion shows. Get to know local boutiques, local companies who are paying models, who need that type. Maybe you have a portfolio and you go around and show them what you can do. And, you know, you might have to create a market because even here in Oklahoma as an influencer, we have influencers here in Oklahoma, but they're so sporadic and spread out. There's nobody pulling them together. All the PR firms service the big companies, not the little influencers. You know, right. So that's even something I'm going through, you know, so it's up to us to approach companies and, you know, give them our proposals and get a lot of no's, a whole lot of no's.
Yeah.
Before you get one yes.
Right.
I mean, as a mom, you've got to have thick skin.
Yeah, I totally agree with that. Would you encourage new models to really build their brand and really sell that brand? Do you think that's a smart direction to go? Like, there's got to be a pull, right? If you're approaching a new company or a new corporation, there's got to be a pull for them.
Well, yeah, you're a brand. I mean, period. Especially if you're a model, you are a brand. And my online following has allowed me jobs and collaborations that probably would not have happened had I not had that following, because there are no connections. Who am I? I'm but one girl here in Oklahoma among many. But anyways, we're all special, you know, so we all have a talent. And so, yeah, I think we're all a brand, and it's about seeing, okay, what is your vision? What are you wanting from that? And who else is already doing it? Go find someone who you look up to who's doing it already. What have they done? You know, and again, don't get thrown off by what you see online, because just because someone says this or shows you pictures of this, that doesn't mean that's what's really happening.
Right.
Okay, some of the influencers, even me, I've got a little corner set up. So you don't see my whole house and how it really is. It's a mess right now, you know, but we don't want to show things in that in our lives. So I think the thing is, as a model, just don't pay attention to all that. Believe in your abilities and what you bring to the table. And yes, you're a brand at all times, and you've got to represent that and build your brand.
Yeah, yeah. So let's talk about our brand, okay? Yeah. I was at a networking event yesterday, a women's networking event. And, you know, of course, I got all dolled up, you know, as I probably normally would. And I was given a moment to talk about Beautycounter. And I was, I really come from an educational and informational perspective rather than buy, you know, shop with me, shop with me, shop with me. And the question that I asked the ladies is, you know, I was in a room full of about 40 women, and I said, you know, we can buy any cosmetic product that is going to cover up every blemish on our face. There's makeup that covers tattoos. Okay. So if you once you take the makeup off, what do you have left? Your face. And when we're all entrepreneurs, we are all our own business women, you know, our face is our brand. So if you're not taking care of your body, you know, what you put in your body, what you put on your body, how can you expect, you know, a benefit? How can you expect, you know, any improvement? And so I know today we were chatting before we got on live that you and I are both here. We both have clean faces. We don't have any makeup on, and we are extremely confident in not wearing, I guess, a mask, right? A lot of people would call it a mask.
Right.
And so we have a lot of models, you know, who absolutely would never even go out of the house without any makeup on, let alone, you know, conduct an interview that's going to be plastered all over social media. So, you know, talk about that. Share, you know, give me your perspective on makeup, no makeup, you know, what we're putting on our skin, how we are, you know, highlighting, emphasizing our face, our brand.
Yeah, I think, you know, I know people who like to wear a lot of makeup. I know people who don't like to wear hardly any. And I think we all have our own preferences. And there's nothing wrong, you know, with wearing makeup or wanting to wear a lot. You know, but I think, yes, when you go bare face, it does, you know, it does take confidence to do that. It does take an internal, really, a confidence to be able to just go in front of, you know, like you said, but maybe it's easier behind the camera because I'm not in front of a whole room of people, you know, so not like I'm seeing them. So, but, you know, I've been actually not wearing makeup for work for about 2 years. I did that a few years ago because I was like, why do I have to get up every morning? Why do I feel like I have to wear makeup?
Yeah.
And I was like, you know what? Men don't have to get up and wear makeup. So you know what? I don't either. And I actually started that. And I've always been about moisturizing my face. R.I.P. Bernie Mac, because he's the one that always talks about moisturizing. And so I think I learned it from him. And yes, I was so sad when he died. He was hilarious. My gosh. But, you know, I'm all about moisturizing. So the beauty industry is growing so huge, exponential rates. And I'm all about trying different things, organic and, you know, products that are proven to be healthy for your skin and also, you know, to help your skin. So, you know, I think when you are moisturizing, and I say moisturizing, using that moisturizer, sorry.
Yeah.
But I'm thinking of Bernie Mac again. But, you know, when you make sure you're really taking care of you, and I think it starts from inside. It's not just moisturizing your face. It's moisturizing your soul, okay?
Yeah, I love
and
that.
I had a friend recently. She said, you know, you're glowing. And I was like, oh, honey, I'm not pregnant. So I can tell you that. But, yes. But, you know, the only thing I could think of, I've been doing yoga and things that meditation and, you know, positive affirmations, things that help my soul, you know, praying, all that spirituality can be all along those lines, things that help your soul and help you focus and take back a center locus of control. And when that, you don't care, you know, you get to a point like with or without makeup, I'm the same me. I'm not any different. Now, eyelashes are a different story. Okay, I should have had eyelashes on today. Okay,
I don't know what you're talking about.
I don't even have my eyelashes on. But I've actually been a part of a few projects. A local friend, photographer, did a project. She's still doing it, where she's interviewing 1,000 women and doing a photo shoot of them with no makeup on, and being a part of this big project. And also there was an online project I did. I can't think of the name of it. I'll send it to you when I think of the name of it. But I was I've got to do a video for them as well, and they do, it's a beauty project. They actually have a documentary where they show people with all ailments, all skin ailments, all human ailments, whatever it might be, that makes us different. And they actually have a documentary on it. So I'll send it to you when I think of the name. I think it's My Beauty. But anyways, it's a pretty big project. And so I was a part of that, and that was where I sent them a photo with me with no makeup on, and I talked about, you know, how it made me feel. So I actually used the photos from my other project for that. Okay. So I've been a part of even different studies and things with people in college, you know, so I really like being a part of that, not just online, but like I said, a part of these people who are contributing to the body of knowledge. You know, I mean, there was a psychology major that emailed me and wanted to use one of my pictures in her psychology paper. I mean, in her, like, that was mind-boggling to me that we are crossing over into a paradigm of not just social changes, but into the social psychology realm.
Yes, yes.
On books, on paper.
Yes.
And that, to me, is unbelievable how even all of us are just impacting that in different ways, even though we might not be the face of it per se.
Right.
But we're all impacting in different ways.
Yeah, the study of it. I've been interviewed from several college students who are writing a thesis. You know, they're doing.
I'm gonna have to walk and go get my charger because we're about to have an emergency. So just stand by. We're gonna have disrupt on the lighting.
Okay. You got to get the charger. You can't have the phone call disconnect, right? Well, I will just say, you know, I've been, because of my pageant career, I have been interviewed by collegiate students, some who are writing a thesis, because they're very intrigued, you know, like you said, about the psychology behind, you know, a plus size woman, you know, in the public eye, just period. And, you know, how plus size pageantry, you know, became a thing. And, you know, those studies, those documentaries, like you shared, you know, they're getting into the hands of a different audience. You know, those aren't the people that are on Instagram and Facebook, right? They're, you know.
Right, no. Well, now they are on Instagram and Facebook, but not in the sense of our social networking as we know it. Right,
exactly. So let's talk about writing. let's talk about that. You have a blog that you consistently write, and you've been writing in your blog, and you cover many topics, fashion shows that you walk in, events that you attend, photo shoots that you do for, you know, different companies, different vendors. So when did you discover, you know, your love for writing?
Well, you know, I think being a student, you have to learn to love to write. And I've been in school for 10 years now. And after 10 years, you're going to be a good writer, period. Because practice and, you know, I mean, and also I wanted to reach a different audience. You know, I was talking to people out in the community and different places I went, and they didn't have an Instagram. They didn't have a Facebook. But I'm like, well, you get online, don't you? Well, yes, they get online. So I was like, well, you know what, how can I reach these different people who maybe aren't on social media? You know, because the hardest thing to do is to convert someone to go to this channel to look at you or this channel. Right. That's the hardest thing to do. So if you can just bypass all that and get just a site that lets them allow to go to the different areas, but yet you can still inform and try to drive them to that. But that can be the landing site per se that you want them to go to. And what I love about blogging, you can put links in the blog. You know, you can, I love that, but you can't do that really on Instagram. You can put the link separately. You can use a Bitly app to make it smaller, but you can't replace it like you can when you're using those blog applications, okay, where you can actually you can have it in your sentence and it's in blue, and that's the link to the product.
Right,
You know, so I don't know, it gives you, you can do more things. You can make it more searchable with Google. So there's more avenues to be searched and found to help build your brand. That goes back to building your brand.
Right.
And yeah, and I'm actually going to be teaching a blogging class in Oklahoma City starting in January.
Congratulations. Congratulations.
Yes, thank you, at a local technology school. So I'm getting that together, and I am nervous because it's my first time to teach. And, so yeah, I'm excited. But again, you know, when you write, anybody can be a blogger. Anybody can write. You don't even have to write. You can just put pictures and talk about the picture, you know, but it just gives a different way for people to find things that I want them to find, or where I'm maybe a business I'm promoting or whatever it might be.
So talk to me specifically about a Liberated Woman blog. What can people expect to read there?
Well, when you go to a Liberated Woman blog, you can expect to just be surprised because I don't know what's going on there right now either, okay? I'm trying to get more consistent. It's kind of been put on the back burner. But what you can expect, a Liberated Woman blog started, I wanted to tell other women's stories on what made them liberated, on what they overcame. And I was Googling the word liberated woman about 5 years back, and it was just pictures of, you know, either you were drinking or smoking a cigarette. I was like, that's not what liberation means. Liberation means, in definition, free from societal norms. Okay, so what does that have to do with me, you know, getting drunk or doing this, you know? So I wanted to change that stigma, and it kind of coincided with the whole plus size movement.
Okay.
You know, of me doing Liberated Woman, because then the plus size movement started gaining, and the word liberated itself changed, because 5 years ago, it has changed from what you Google now when you Google Liberated Woman. And even the .com site to buy from GoDaddy is $3,000, okay?
Really?
I'm not buying that. That's why it's a Liberated Woman, not Liberated Woman, okay?
Oh, wow.
That's why it's a Liberated Woman because of that, because I don't think you can trademark Liberated Woman. That is a term that is so common. You can't.
Right.
You know, that's not going to be a term that anyone can make theirs per se. But yeah, the term liberated has changed, and so I just wanted to be a part of that change. So you can expect, you know, blogs that I try to relate to society issues, like my 2 pieces, not side pieces. Okay. It might have been run out of anger too, but that's okay.
Yeah.
You know, I think blogging is my way to vent, even, you know, without venting.
Exactly. Well, and that's the beauty of writing. You know, you're able to communicate in a different way, in a different manner than you really can, you know, on like these social media platforms that are regulated.
Yeah.
You know, your blog is your blog, it's your website, you know, and that's why people read your blog, because it's you. It's you. It's true.
Yes, and thank you. It makes me so happy that you read it. And I just hit 100,000 views on my blog, which for me, that's huge.
Yeah, that's huge.
You know, it might be a lot for big websites, but that was huge for my little website, all organic. I mean, not even my own domain yet, which I need to do that. And I would say another thing, when you're building your brand, buy your domain so you can monetize. You know, that's one thing I didn't do right away. And that's something I'm working on getting better at, is monetizing everything for me, so that I'm not spending all this time just doing it to do it, you know?
Yeah, there's definitely a business to it. There's definitely
a business. Pay for the equipment.
Yes. We are out of time, Susan. I feel like we could talk for another 30 minutes, another hour even about so, you know, some of the things that you have accomplished. You are a voice for us, Susan. I just can't thank you enough for the things that you do. We all have good days. We all have bad days. And,
Yes.
you over the years being so consistent, being an advocate for the movement, blogging, the relationships that you're building and where you're building them from, like you said, out in Oklahoma.
Yeah. And I think, I have to tell myself too, don't compare myself to other people, because I'm not in a big city that I can go audition at something, and then sometimes I'm like, well, am I a blogger? Am I a model?
Yeah.
Am I a PhD student? So I actually recently took that out of my bio as far as some of the titles, because it's like, what? I don't need a title for myself. I am what I am.
Yeah.
And just because I'm this or I'm this or I'm this, I don't have to give myself a title. So I think we need to not be overrated by titles.
Right.
And just know that we contribute something and keep consistent, keep at it. And that's really all we can do. And, if you hit that hot spot, keep hitting it. Because if you hit that hot spot, there's no chance. And some opportunities never come again.
Yes,
they say opportunities, it'll happen again. Not always. Because there have been opportunities that I had to pass or whatnot that will never probably come again for me due to age, time, economy, whatever it might be.
Yeah, of course. Very good
opportunities. Yeah.
Very, very good advice about opportunities. Very good advice. Okay, so wrapping up. yes, the Discovery Kit with Beautycounter. So Susan's review, in closing out our interview, Susan has partnered with me and my brand with Beautycounter. And that is the Discovery Kit there that she has been using. And we've got some great content and great testimony from her that's coming soon. We'll definitely be sharing that on our social media platforms. Having testimonies from real clients on the product is just priceless. So I'm super excited to hear what you have to say about the product. How can people find you? Where can people find your blog and connect with you on social media?
Thank you. I'm glad you asked. I try to make things really simple, and I try to make it where, hey, you can click here to find me. But you can just Google SuggaMonkey, S-U-G-G-A, monkey. There's a story behind that. That'll be next interview.
That's right.
That was an accident, actually. But long story short, find me, SuggaMonkey, S-U-G-G-A, monkey, SuggaMonkey.wordpress.com, SuggaMonkey on Instagram, SuggaMonkey Inc., Twitter, SuggaMonkey Facebook, everywhere. I'm SuggaMonkey.
Okay. Okay. Well, thank you so much for this great interview, Susan. I love your energy. I'm so grateful that you took the time out of your day to sit down with me and share yourself with my audience. It's been a great, great experience for me. We will definitely do it again. And again, you guys, for those of you that are watching, Susan's testimony on that discovery set for Beautycounter is coming soon. Join me next week, next Wednesday, you guys, same time, same place, 2 p.m. on the Miss Camay Show on Facebook. You can catch us live and join us. Thanks so much for joining us. Have a fabulous rest of your day.
I'm off to do homework.
Okay,
bye.
have fun. Bye-bye.
Thank you. Bye.
You're welcome.